Hello there, people of the universe. My name is MichSciFi, and welcome to this little video where we won't be reading your comments because same angle. But no, instead, because it's been a month and nearly a week since the month, it's almost been a week, since the month anniversary of me building my Mark II computer, which has now been affectionately named Roman. Now, if you're not interested in this kind of stuff, that's fine, you can always leave and come back. But for those of you who are interested in the computer stuff, those of you who might not even understand it, but I know a lot of you actually enjoyed the vlog of me building him, of the cable tidy and the RGB strip, which ended up being fucking useless, so we had to take that out, which is annoying, but that's what it is. And then some of you even enjoyed the vlog where I changed the radiator from a 240 to a 360, which you can't see sadly, but if I just turn one of my lights off very quick, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can just about see the colours. But anyway, it's been a month more or less since I built Roman. Less than a month since I changed the radiator, but a month since the initial build. And I just want to talk about how it's been going, because I know I say a lot that, oh, this computer has made rendering my bitch, and that's very true. Resident Evil 3 Part 2, was an hour and 13, and usually on Wheatley, it would take about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops to render. I'll say an hour and a half to give Wheatley the benefit of the doubt, but an hour and a half, 2 hours, give or take, and then processing would usually take about 20-30 minutes. It really does depend on if YouTube's in the booking mode. Roman, with the hour and 13, that took him 53 minutes, which is, if I remember correctly, in terms of math, that thing I can't do, it took 10 minutes less to render. That's still good. That's 10 more minutes spent on the upload. So that's literally really, really good. And just in general, whatever he's rendering, usually the time that it takes is 10 minutes less. Maybe 10 minutes, yeah, because like yesterday's vlog, what was 9 minutes, that took about 5 minutes to render. Whereas Bendy and Outlast from the day before yesterday, they took about, because I'm looking at my channel right now, they took about 15 minutes to render. It depends on if I'm doing a lot, because when I was rendering Outlast, I was editing Bendy at the exact same time. So it really does depend, but my point is, the Ryzen 7 3700X, it is an amazing CPU, and even though it's not the top end of the 3000 series, and even then 4000 is coming soon, but my point is, it's an amazing chip, and it does an amazing job. As I said, the GPU is still the same from Wheatley, the GTX 1060 6GB edition, but I do think running in a more higher level motherboard with higher level RAM and higher level CPU, I don't know how much those affect the GPU in terms of gaming performance, but playing games does seem that they're running a bit better. I still, as I say, it's been a month since I built Roman, but even then, there's still a lot to change. I want to upgrade the graphics card to an RTX card. I want to change all the storage out from one SSD and two mechanicals to an M.2, which will be a terabyte, I think. Yeah, and then two 2TB SSDs will go on the backside, so you'll literally be able to see no storage. You can't see any now, but the hard drives are here, the SSDs on the back, but in the future it'll be the SSDs and then the M.2, because I don't know if you can see that, but just here where my finger is, under the microphone arm, next to Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's like a little plate on the motherboard, which when you take it off, you can put an M.2 drive in, so that's something I want to do, besides the two SSDs and the graphics card. NZXT Plus, and then the final upgrade is, this is probably the last one, I want to get an Elgato HD60S Pro capture card, because the one I've got currently is the HD60S, bear with me, and it's an amazing card, it does the job, and definitely since getting Roman, are there less moments when I'm recording where it cuts out and I have to start and stop again. The last time that's happened was recording the last episode of Arkham Knight, but for some reason, the reason that was happening was because it was plugged into the furthest to the right USB 3 port rather than the middle one, which I don't know if that made it, I don't know why that made a difference, but the minute I put it in the third one rather than the fourth one, it was fine for the rest of the recording and there was no issues. But just overall, the system's running really well. I love it to death. I've figured out how to configure the RGB more. I don't know if you saw it in the reading comments, but or even if I showed it in the upgrade video, I don't remember. But my point is, the water block is now like a little reload animation. What's green? The RAM's still blue and purple. I can't figure out how to get the motherboard just red on its own, But that's fine. I'm sure there's a way, but for now, it's fine like that. I could have it be red, but then the RAM would just be rainbow. It wouldn't be my specific colours. And I'd rather have the RAM be what I want than just the motherboard. If it had to be one or the other, I'd rather it be the RAM, because the fans, they're nice. They're currently on Spectrum. As I said in the video, they change. I sometimes have them as rainbow, which is, you'd think this is rainbow, but no, this is Spectrum. Rainbow is that it circles through every single colour. This is just circling through purple, green, blue, red, and I can see an orange and yellow in there as well. I'm not sure, but I do change it on a regular basis. Oh! And one more upgrade I want to make. We'll class this as a not necessary upgrade, but more one Okay, let's recap. Sorry. The storage, the graphics card, and then we'll count this one I forgot as the last main upgrade I want to do, and that is changing the rear 140 fan to an ARGB one. That's probably not a necessity, but I am going to class it as one, and then the non-essential ones. Okay, 6 of the upgrades are essential. The storage, the graphics card, the NZXT Hue Plus, and the rear fan. Okay, that's the 6 upgrades what are essential. The non-essential ones are another 2 sticks of RAM and the Elgato HD60 Pro. It would be the capture card's probably the less important, so it's closer to being essential, but in the long run, no, because I have got one and it works fine. It'd just be something I'd like to have, because now that I've got a full-size motherboard, what could fit both a second graphics card, which I did consider, but I'm not going to bother in the end, but as well it could fit an external or an internal capture card, but probably not. So yeah, those are the main and less main important upgrades, but overall, Roman is running amazingly well. I love it to pieces. Besides the things I've listed, there's nothing I want to change. So, yeah, I'm going to leave this video here. Again, I apologise if it wasn't as entertaining as other things, but I came up with the idea and I thought, yeah, you know what, it would be fun because a lot of you guys do seem to enjoy this. Some of you were very, very sentimental when saying goodbye to Wheatley, just like I was. You didn't cry like I did, but some of you were very nice, and ImmortalNinja even made a tribute, which if it's still online or if it's just unlisted, I'll leave a link below too, because it was really nice. And even though you didn't see a lot of Wheatley other than when he was in the background, it was still nice that some of you, whether you made a tribute or not, a lot of you did leave nice comments about him. And yeah, he is literally, you can't, can you see him? Literally, just, you can just see the edge of him. But is that even, can you see him? He's literally just here. He's on my toolbox. So that's my toolbox, and that's Wheatley. He is there. He's covered up his safe. He's currently being used to support this little stand what Roman's on, because I need to get like a better desk or just something to support this desk. But for now, Roman's doing it. No, for now, Wheatley's doing it. So you're hoping at your son or your brother. Yeah, because Wheatley's the Mark 1s. I'm sure we can figure out a computer family tree. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about Roman, or just any questions about PC stuff in general, or just anything you want me to answer, I'll be more than happy. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
I'm a living legend. You ain't heard yet, you not get the message. From the moment that I'm stepping in, I get a couple weapons. Yeah, I turn to a beast when I'm repping. I'm a living legend.